And hi there, it's an assessment of 51 Worrall Street in Stockport. So let's get into it, and we're going to do condition assessment first and then we go from there. So let's have a look. Interesting that you've got this portico or this shelter at the front. So I always think when people do what I would call unnecessary extras on properties, that's generally a good sign. Also, the double glazing looks relatively nicely done and relatively modern. And the bricks are good as well. This is a reasonably well-built house, but it doesn't have stone lintels, but still, that's okay. It looks to me like 1900s, 1920.
Yeah, between 90s and 1930s. 78 meters square for 2-bedroom terrace house, nice size.
Yeah, it's good size, and the bricks are good as well. Just the quality of the bricks are nice. Yeah. And
basically it's a 3-bedroom property, but it's, you will see on the floor plan.
Yeah, the layout all looks okay.
Yeah, and you can see like one extra bedroom, but from one bedroom you have to go to that bedroom. But anyway, it's extra room. People will like it. The small kids will be nice to be there next to the parent.
Yeah, it works as a family home for young family, perhaps, or yeah, for parents and 2 children, or 1 child, should I say. Or even, in fact, the way you would do it, of course, is you'd have the parents' bedroom here, and then the children would share there, and then they'd have their own separate space.
But it's 2 bedrooms basically, but the rent will be nice because it's really, you will see the location. It's really nice.
It's got the cheaper laminate flooring, which looks a bit jaded, let's say. Also, it's got badly cut in decorating here. So that was homeowners having a go, and it's not very well done. But what it tells me is that they've been, there's some interesting issues with this house. So this is also curious. So there's some problem with this thing. Maybe the glass needs replacing because it's cracked, or they didn't want children running into it, and therefore they put a piece of wood there to stop it from being smashed. The other thing that's interesting is the coving is quite ornate and looks original to me, which tells me that the ceiling is also probably original. And therefore it's very important to just check for the quality of the finish on the ceiling. Very basic kitchen, but for this is where you get into this whole thing about do you, don't you? So this is £180,000 house or more, and this is a very economy kitchen. Does the house demand a better kitchen? I'm not sure.
No, it can still be. I checked the rental properties around. It's okay.
Okay. And we've got new build facing onto this. Backyard looks okay. Very small, but okay. That doesn't really help, does it? Blurry picture, and we just have
look the corner,
interior decoration. So that it had some sort of wallpaper on the walls, and they've taken that, and so that's not damp in the corner. That's kind of that ain't damp. That is just wallpaper. And here you can't see much. It's all kind of blown out. Let's have a look at the Viewer stuff now. And here we are. All right, let's open it up and go through there. Okay, well, a little bit of polyfiller on plasterboard. I don't really know the context for this, but it looks okay. Again, stripping this off, that looks like cork to me.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, so I wanted to check this with you.
Yeah, it looks like cork wallpaper. So this would have been used in the old days for cleaning, for insulation, basically. And it's quite an undulated surface. I don't think that is plasterboard. I think it's plaster and lath. Not a big problem in itself. That's a new fit door. It's 20, 30 years old, but it's one of these pressed doors, so fairly economy. Backyard again, and a rather tired carpet. Oops. Yes, so it all looks okay. It needs general painting and decorating. Let's have a look at the videos and see what they come up with.
Yeah, and doesn't have photos from bathroom.
Yeah, so we have to assume the bathroom is a
no,
wreck.
it's not this one.
Don't know why we don't have pictures of the bathroom.
It's not this property.
Ceiling looks okay. That's a new ceiling feature here. I think this is plaster and lath. You can see the undulations.
Property.
Sorry, Martin?
You open video from wrong property, I think. I'm not sure. Wait.
This is for, I hope I haven't.
Yeah, it's that. Sorry, it's correct. It's correct. It's correct. Okay. It's correct. Sorry.
All right, and up we go. It all looks tidy enough, and I think the walls are basically okay. The laminate's very tired. Okay, what's going on here? I think it is not cork. It is just the base layer paper. So it's just they've been stripping the walls and they haven't really got very far with it. It just needs to be done properly with a big steamer. So as you're probably aware, decorators use these things which are about the size of 2 A4 pieces of paper. Steam goes into them, they push them against the wall, it heats everything up, they strip off the paper. Bit of storage in the back there, that's quite nice. Basic kitchen, but it's okay.
Yep.
As Martin rightly says. So it just needs a good paint and decorate. Okay.
This like the extension of the house. It's like.
And let's see the next one. Okay. Yeah. Paint, decorate, new carpets. It would need 2 coats of paint. Also, I would use vinyl matte emulsion on the ceiling, just so you don't get that shininess. Yep, double glazing looks fine. And
yeah, and the bathroom is on the right, and the viewer person didn't went there.
Yeah, but let's assume that the bathroom is okay but basic, much like the kitchen. Again, that ceiling, it's all plaster and lath. There are tricks you can do, like having lampshades which don't shine up onto the ceiling, and then that kind of hides the undulations a little more. So that's a bedroom if you want it to be a bedroom, and altogether it looks fairly tidy to me. Yes, decent. All right, and we've got one more quick video of the exterior. That roof looks okay. And decent enough little road, pleasant. Cul-de-sac, that's a benefit. As in there is, we don't have any pictures of the exterior, which is annoying. Let's just have a quick look at the street view.
I will show. Can I? Because I
have yeah, could you? I'm interested in the roof.
So basically,
don't know if Google shows you that.
Yeah, basically it's really close to the train stop. Really nice location. A lot of new builds around. It's also close to Stockport Country FC Stadium, but it's not that noisy. It's a small stadium, and also have some like a industrial place, but this will all will be new builds soon. So if the location was bad, the people will not build the new builds here. So when we go on the street view, this is what we can see. This is like the flats. So the parking, the street view of 2015. I will try to view it the roof from here. For me, the roof looks okay.
Yeah, I think it does. The
EPC said that is 250 millimeters loft insulation, so should be okay. I don't see any.
All right, shall I do demographics and growth and all that stuff? Okay, here we go. All right, we're chopping through this, which is what we need to do.
Yeah, and I want to say for the renovation, it will be 6,000-7,000.
Yeah, I would say that's the right kind of number.
And
subject to what the surveyor would say if one had an accepted offer, but yeah. Quite low crime, oddly enough. You'd think there'd be a lot of crime, what with the football stadium, but this isn't a big stadium, it's a small one, and it's actually very peaceful around here, which is kind of strange. That's a big railway, I've got to say, with a lot of traffic, but you're quite far away from it. So you've got a lot of houses between here and there. And also this seems to be in a ditch as well, which is a good thing. So actually it shouldn't have any railway noise at all to speak of. There's a bit of crime next door, but it's not too bad. Okay, the demographics. They are, what are they? They will be better than they were with all the new build. That's the first thing to say. And it's just a very English family area, quite a lot of private rented, relatively speaking.
Yeah, the location.
And quite a lot of social as well. But yeah, the location, it's
I want to tell
very middle class.
House demolished now and you have a new build, so.
Yeah, I would imagine this football stadium is possibly in line for redevelopment at some point as well. But anyway, demographically, it's all pretty sound. And let's quickly go to, where's my mouse gone? Sorry, I'm trying to find, oh, there it is. Okay. And let's zoom out a little bit and talk about the demographics are actually good around here. The capital growth is pretty good. Yeah, it's very strong. So if it's above, say, 12%, it's one of the strongest in the country. And to give you, what's the first things for what is it, SK1, is it?
Yeah, just to be sure. Yes, SK3.
SK3, thanks. Yeah, it's one of the highest capital growth areas in the whole country right now. And it's just very strong. And what makes it also interesting on growth is the whole area is strong. Now, where you have this kind of figure here, 28%, it's distorted because you've got a lot of local authority housing and people are selling it, buying it at discount, selling it at a huge profit, and that skews the capital growth figures. But this area, not that much local authority, and therefore it's a kind of a real figure, as it were, and the figures are strong. So let's just have a quick look in its history, and we can see that between 2003 and 8 it went up 56%, but it kind of retracted. So in other words, it lost all the gains that it made in real inflation adjusted terms. Nominally it did okay. It peaked at 124 and retracted to 101. That's nominal, not inflation adjusted. But overall, what I'm saying is that in this part of the cycle, this area is incredibly strong. But also, Stockport is such a strong area anyway, and the difference between this cycle and the last cycle is simply the huge influx of foreign money into Manchester, i.e. Hong Kong money. And that's definitely having an effect on the local market. But along with Hong Kong people comes enterprise, wealth creation and all that. And it just means that Manchester will be the second great city in the country. And as I'm sure you're aware, if you watched any of my videos, we're in the boom phase. You get these cycles, lots of them, 1845 to date, 9 cycles so far. And we're now entering into this phase where people start to spend a lot of money on mortgages and so on because they're just desperate to own property, and and everyone starts to gear up and the whole thing gets just a bit insane. So that's that. Over to you, Martin.
Yeah. I will quick talk about first about the risk. There is no risk about coal mining. About the flood risk, it's very low risk, which is safety. The property is built between 1930s and 30s, 78 meters square, which is nice size. The last sale in 2006 for 104. When the EPC is D and is 65, which is a nice score for old house. It has potential for B. If you want to check something more, you have the link and you can check about the EPC about this property. About
the main point about that EPC is that it's so close to EPCC that with a little bit of tweaking here and there, I think you should be able to get EPCC on it.
Yeah. Also about the location, is like really central Stockport, like 5 minutes walking central onto the main train station. Also, it's as we said, it's close to the stadium, but not large. So it will not be that noisy. It will have maybe two times a week match, because one they play away, one they play home. So depends. But it will not an issue for the.
Yeah. So what surprised me about this? What surprised me about this is the low crime rates, and therefore it either tells me that people don't pass through that street when they leave, or they're just very peaceful. I don't know which.
Here is the entrance, so they don't really use it. And plus, here is the end road, so you cannot go with a car. It's like a private parking on the street.
Yeah,
so it's here. So it's like really nice. I think it's have pounds about the shops and so on. There is a plenty of it and schools as well. So basically, the location is really central, really nice. Yeah, and when you go to comparables, I will show you. So basically, this is our property, what we analyzed. We have 220, 190, 200, 200, 210 for 2 bed, 190, 220, 155, but smaller house and not the best condition, 165, 180, 250. So you can see the property are really selling high price, and even there's only 2 bedrooms terrace houses. And when you go to for renting, and if you want to rent, because basically this is like a 3 bedrooms, not a 2. So if
well, it's kind of 2.5, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. So I think it will run for 825, 850. I think, because I think so.
It's so central.
Yeah,
and it's got the parking, it's got the quiet road, the low crime, it's very central. It does need a lot of decorating, but
it needs around 6, 7. It is painting and decorating. So yeah, I think so. I think at least you must be 187, 190. So let's say on 190, it was 7,000 for decoration. So that will be like almost 20K. So 295 by 12, 1970. So 5.6 yield for this prime location is a nice, I think, really nice. If you can beat 190 and take it, but I will not be surprised it will go up to 200. But I will not pay 200 because the yield will be so tiny. So I think maximum it will be 197.
Okay, let's score it. Should we score?
197, but I think we can start with 190.
Okay. And here's the scores on the doors, and it's Worrall Street and condition.
Okay. Condition 3. I think it's around 3.
Location.
4.7.
Yeah,
I will give 5 only because of the stadium. It's not more.
Yeah, the stadium is a downer, but the rest is just amazing. Area, it's a good area. I would give it 4.5 on that. Crime, oddly enough, quite low. Demographics, quite good. Capital growth,
amazing.
I'm not
For
going
the
to get. I'm not going to go 5 or anything, but 4.4. It's robust growth, and I'm not saying it's a dead cert because that nothing is for sure. But if you were to bet on any area for capital growth, you would bet on places like Stockport, in my opinion.
Yeah,
just because the demographics are there and it's robust, and it's the kind of place where even in a big old crash, the people with the money will want to live in a place like this, which makes the property robust. Sell time quick, rent time quick, yield.
Not the best. 3.9, 3.8. Something.
Still gets an above average score. And oops, I should have, hang on, let me just do this. Don't know how that happened, but anyway, there you go. All right, and I'll just make 0 because then that distorts.
Yeah.
Okay, so the average 3.96. This is above average.
Yeah,
it's a very strong contender. Like any property that is above 4, in our opinion, is pretty good.
Yeah, I think more than 200, let's say, that's the maximum, because everything is good. But what I think the best will be if you can take it for 190. That's my opinion.
Yes.
I will not bid more than 197. Even if you love the property, I will not pay more because it has renovation and.
All right, so just to take this from the top, then you're saying maximum offer should be what?
197.
Okay, there you go.
197, I will tell you.
And we're assuming how much for renovation again? 6, I would say.
Let's say go 7. 1K more will not change.
Yeah. So if we say £7,000 for renovation cost, that's quite conservative. It might be less. You know, a lot of it comes down to just doing the assessment of the property. You know, if the offer is accepted, then you can kind of thin it out. But assume, say, £7,000 worst case scenario. If that, what's the gross rentable yield on that then? So let's assume
5.4.
Yeah. Well, 5.2 is really the minimum. Anything below that, you're in deficit. You're in net cash.
That's why. And that's why I think it's not worth to pay more than 197, just because the yield will drop. At least to be like around 5.5, but the location is amazing. So that's why I said if you can take it for 192, then will be 5.5, 193. That will be a good offer, and I think you will have a lot of chance to take it. And I think a lot of people will be afraid to take it just because of the wallpapers.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I think
maybe you will have more chance to take it.
Yeah.
So, and we can help with that renovation. So.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. I think very good. All right. Well, thank you very much. Let us know what you want to do.
Yeah.